Attempting to review a Yorgos Lanthimos film on 4 hours sleep. This should be interesting. Let's talk about Bugonia. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight we're having a chat about Bugonia. This is a 2025 absurdist comedy thriller by filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos. It's based on the remake of the 2003 South Korean film called Save the Green Planet by Yang Jong-hwan. This film tells the story of conspiracy theorist Teddy Gatz, played by Jesse Plemons, and his neurodivergent cousin, Don, played by Adrian DeBass, who kidnap a high-level CEO of a pharmaceutical company. This CEO's name is Michelle Fuller. She is played by Emma Stone. The pair hold her captive for a reason, and it's because Teddy believes that he is convinced that Michelle is part of an invasive alien species called the Andromediums, who are about to infiltrate the human race, or who have infiltrated the human race. And they plan on using Michelle as a bargaining tool to negotiate with the other Andromedians. But they stop communication by shaving Michelle's head because they believe that that is a communication device through their hair to the mothership. Anyway, they need her to organise a meeting and a negotiation with the Andromedions before the upcoming lunar eclipse. Otherwise, all hell will break loose. It needs to happen. It needs to happen now. Also, Teddy has an invested interest in Michelle because her pharmaceutical company, the one that he also just happens to work at in the basements, in the mail rooms, is responsible for putting his mother in a coma when she was a bit of a test subject for getting off this opioid that his mother was addicted to, and things didn't quite go well. She's currently in a coma, and look, Teddy is not overly happy about that. So, coincidence? I think not, or I'm not sure. So, Bugonia basically is a Greek word which refers to ancient Mediterranean rituals believing that bees spontaneously generated from the carcasses of dead animals, particularly oxes. Interesting, isn't it? And there's lots of things that you can pull apart in this film to really look at what that means, what that ritual is all about, and how the film interprets those themes within the ritual. I'm not going to go into it too much because I think it would spoil a fair bit of the film, but bees are quite heavily featured in the movie. Anyway, as I mentioned, this is a Yorgos Lanthimos film. He has directed many a thing before in the past, particularly with Emma Stone recently, the last two projects. Poor Things, of course, which was a big Academy Awards winner, and Kinds of Kindness, which also had Jesse Plemons in it. So, this all feels like a very well-machined collaboration between these people, and you can really see it on screen. It seems like they all speak the same language. They know how they need to work in this very weird situation. They're very aware that there will be spontaneous moments of comic violence, intense comic violence, which which comes up on screen, as well as having to do some very weird physical work. So Emma Stone once again throws herself into the part. We've got some great people in this film, but for me, I feel like Jesse Plemons really owns this film. He is absolutely fantastic as this conspiracy theorist. The way that it sounds ridiculous, but the way that he sweats, the way that Teddy sweats, the way that he plays with his hair, and just little things within his mannerisms that make his character seem really off kilter, nervous, but highly intelligent, highly aware, but also extremely dangerous. So a really fascinating character that's being played here. And Emma Stone's evolution as a character in this is quite interesting as well. Although I wouldn't say it's almost an evolution; it's almost an education. And I can't say too much about her character, but it's very interesting performance, manipulative performance, as all good corporate CEOs would do. So it's a very interesting thing. And, you know, this has moments of black comedy, as Yorgos Lanthimos' films always do. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. For me, I hated The Lobster. I hated it with every inch of my life. Don't ask me why. I just found I could not get on board with the absurdist scenario that was presented in that film. It really annoyed me. Killing of the Sacred Deer I found also extremely hard to get on board with, but really for me, Poor Things was the thing that I allowed myself to absorb in that world. And I did enjoy The Favourite, but I think Poor Things really just delves so much into the absurdity of it, and it's probably down some amazing performances as well of those people that did embrace the absurdity, being Mark Ruffalo, being Emma Stone. Really great in that film. And this one, I went in with a certain amount of trepidation, but I had such a fun time watching this film. I thought it was extremely entertaining. What else is fascinating is Jerskin Fendrix's score. Now, this composer has worked with Yorgos Lanthimos on about 3 films now, but when Lanthimos came to him, he said he wants to base the film on 4 key words, which is bees, basements, spaceships, and Emily Bald. He didn't provide any script or anything or any footage at all for this film for the gentleman to score. So he just went in completely blind, and the score, as a result, is based on almost like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers, or kind of like a 1950s or 60s schlock sci-fi sort of film, and it's got this really over the top, hyper sci-fi energy going on, which just adds to the absurdity of what's going on, and also adds in some respects to some of the thriller aspects. And it's really perfect. It's the absolutely perfect score for this film. I would not have changed one note, because I think it really adds beautifully to it. There's also a really lovely background track running through this as well, with birds, whooshing noises, whooshing winds, weird little sounds. There's so much going on this soundtrack, and the sound design is really spectacular along with the score. So big ups to everyone in the sound department for creating a really fascinating soundscape for this movie. And of course, to complement great sound, you need great visuals. And Irish cinematographer Robbie Ryan is a part of this one. This is the 4th collaboration he's had with Yorgos Lanthimos. He shot this film on 35mm with VistaVision cameras to create a really beautiful widescreen appeal. Overall, for me, Bugonia was a really interesting experience. I had a really fun time watching this movie. It always can be a little bit of a challenge with a Yorgos Lanthimos film, because you are going to be confronted with some very interesting stylings. But I had a real ball with this. I thought the performances were amazing, particularly by Jesse Plemons. But it's really hard to single anyone out in this film, because everyone sort of gave a great amount of energy and just added beautifully to the craziness of it all. So yeah, this was Yorgos Lanthimos' most expensive film at $55 million. I hope that it gets really big appeal, because it is a real surrealist comedy, which also has a bit of a strange real life edge to it. So I really want people to see this, because I really enjoyed it, and I think other people really enjoy it too. So for me, Bugonia, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. I thought it was a great film. Go and catch it in your cinema, pretty please. All right, that is it from me for tonight. What is your favorite Yorgos Lanthimos film? Do you have one? Do you just like saying his name 5 times fast? I'm not going to do it, because I will make a boob of myself. But that is it for me for tonight. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your goldfish, tell your cats, tell your dogs to subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time here in my car. Good night.